Hey guys, today I thought it would be fun to sit down and share with you the oldest makeup products in my collection that I still use. Yes, this may not be the most sanitary, but I do use rubbing alcohol on a lot of my powder products. And I feel like a lot of the products that are sealed into a container remain kind of sanitized because they're not exposed to germs, things like that. You may disagree, but I wanted to share with you the things that I've had in my collection longest that I still use in rotation. So if you're curious to see what I've had for the longest, then just keep watching. So most of them are in here, but I do have a few larger items that didn't fit. So how about we start with the larger items that didn't fit? Okay, let me preface this by saying that back in high school and college, all I wore was like a tinted BB cream and I think some blue liner and mascara. That was it. It kind of continued on until I got married the same way. I would do like a Mary Kay tinted cream and mascara. Never did brows, never did face color, never did lip color until I was home with my oldest son. We adopted him in 2012 and I was working until 2013 and then I decided to stay home with him and I kind of was going stir crazy, so I started looking up like ways to play up your eye makeup on YouTube, and I would say 2013 and 2014 is when makeup became a big passion of mine and when I started trying new brands. And I have to say that probably one of the first brands I tried was Coastal Scents. Who remembers Coastal Scents single shadows? They were, I think, like 99 cents a piece. And the formula was so good, especially the metallic shimmers. They were so good, and I still have a ton in like Z palettes like this. But they were so affordable, they were a way to dip my feet into the makeup world without spending a fortune. And the fulfillment location was like 20 minutes from my house, so I would always get them like within 2 or 3 days, which was really nice. So let me know down below if you've been on YouTube as long as Coastal Scents has been a thing. I don't think they're still around, but they did make some really, really good shadows, so I still have some in my collection. Who remembers when the Anastasia Beverly Hills palettes were all the rage? Everyone had to have them, and they were coming out with a new palette like every 3 to 6 months, and everyone had to get the newest. I feel like with the Renaissance palette, it kind of started slowing down. But I think that this is the first one I got. This one is the Self-Made palette. I got mine used. It has a very broken mirror, but the shadows still work really well. This isn't my favorite color story. I have to say that I enjoy the one that has the muddy color story. It's got like the olives and the yellows and the maroons. I can't think of the name of it, but it's got like a fuzzy blue front to it. I really like that one. I also have a few of the older ones. I had a Catwalk palette one, which I know is like way past its prime. But who else remembers when everyone had to run out and get the latest ABH palette? But I do still use these. There are some really fun shades in here. Like I really like Treasure. I really like Isla. I really like this Purple Blossom. So there's still some that I reach for in this palette. Not a ton, but I do still sanitize it like every 6 to 12 months just to kind of make sure that it's still staying fresh. Sculpting palette. This is the You Sculpted palette from It Cosmetics. It Cosmetics makes fantastic products that last. This is such a beautiful palette. And I still reach for it all the time. They give you a matte highlight and like a radiance highlight, but it still isn't like shiny. Then they give you a bunch of bronzer and contouring shades. So beautiful. I think they make really great products. I don't feel like many people talk about them anymore. I guess It Cosmetics kind of had its time where it was super popular. Maybe it's past, but I still think they make great products. Who remembers the RCMA No Color Powder? I still use this one. It honestly is a no color powder. It holds my makeup all day, and this is one of those ones where I feel like it's in a sealed container, so it's not exposed to anything else, and I tap it out into a lid that isn't this, so there's no contamination, so I feel fine continuing to use this. I don't know. I still use it. Another Lorac product that I still have, and again, this is in a pump, so it's contained. This is the 3-in-1 Illuminating Primer. This has such a beautiful, like almost pinky violet glow to the skin. Still smells just like it smelled when it was brand new. And that's kind of what I go by. I go by consistency, texture, smell, You can see if it's breaking up oil and product, but it's not. This one's still fantastic, and I still really love using this as a primer. Oh, nostalgic smell. It smells so nice. Really beautiful. Lorac is one of those other brands that I feel like you never hear about anymore. They used to have beautiful shadows that would come out, like those really big ones. I feel like Emily Noel always raved about them. They're fantastic. I think I still have a few of those like mega palettes. They're really good. Japanesque. No one talks about Japanesque anymore. This is the Liquid Light highlight in shade 1. This is a beautiful coppery highlight, which I think is beautiful on my daughter, but it also helps like bronze up other areas if you need your body to match your face, if you've gone a little bronzer heavy. So that's why I hold on to this one. It's beautiful. Again, it still smells good. It's not breaking apart. It looks exactly like it did before. It's gonna be a recurring theme you're gonna hear me say over and over and over. It still smells good. It still looks good. All right, that was it for the big items. Now let's dig into the products I have in this felt bag. These are probably my oldest blushes. I don't know when they redid their logo. I'm gonna say this one's older than this one. That one has a C, this one just says cargo. I still love both of these. I was wearing Tonga yesterday. Tonga is this beautiful like ashy pink, I know ashy doesn't sound good, cool toned pink blush that I love, and it's got quite a dent in it surprisingly. And then Los Cabos is kind of like a warmer version of the NARS Orgasm. It's more of like a coral and gold. Much more flattering than the NARS ones personally. And I think these are such good blushes. I don't know why no one talks about these. ColourPop. ColourPop's probably another brand that I got into pretty early on in my makeup game, like around 2014. They were $5 or $4 at the time. I have a bunch of these back here in like a little makeup drawer, an acrylic drawer. Such beautiful colors, and I don't really feel like they dry out that easily. I keep mine shut pretty tight. Let me show you Melrose, which is a beautiful brown that I love to use on the lash line. It's just really good. I mean, this one is a little bit on the dry side, but they just last such a long time, and especially the metallics or like the glitter toppers. I love them. I mean, I could definitely repurchase them for $5, but some of them no longer exist, which is very sad. We're going way back with this one. Who remembers the, oh, I got the wrong one. Well, I grabbed the Crayola Beauty, but I meant to grab the NYX Jumbo Pencils. So just pretend this says NYX. The NYX Jumbo Pencils. Who remembers like the milky white one and the black one that you would use on the waterline or the inner corner? Those NYX Jumbo Pencils, I feel like everyone had the white and the black. It was like the base for everything. I still use mine. Another iconic makeup product. Comfort Zone palette from Wet n Wild. Of course, it's been repackaged and now they have like the skinnier rectangle version. I still have the original because, I mean, why mess with something when it works? I mean, the pigment on these shadows is so impressive, and I think back then they were like $3 or $4. So good. I love every look I create when I use this palette. So I think I'm gonna pull this one back out and start using it again. Like, this is a really good one. Moving on to a highlight that I've had a long time. This is the Solwasu Multi-Cushion Highlighter. If you guys remember this one, it comes like in a little compact like this. It's this beautiful peach shade. Yep, it's still good. Still good, still good. It's almost like a brightening color with like a hint of pearl to it. So, so pretty. I am obsessed with this highlight. I think I even have a backup. So, so flattering. I love this shade. So beautiful. Moving on to another IT Cosmetics product that I've owned for a very long time. A variety of these CC Plus color correcting full coverage creams. I have like fair all the way up to medium. I've used a ton of it. They don't have expiration dates on them. And whenever I pump them out, they still smell great. They apply beautifully. This is like a go-to in the summer. I just think it's fantastic. I mean, could the SPF have expired inside? Possibly, but I almost always put a current SPF underneath my makeup anyway. So another oldie but goodie. Who else had the Wet n Wild Fergie highlight? I've seen this at the dollar store still recently, and I've definitely had this a long time. It's that beautiful gold and brown and pink swirly highlight. It's just so, so pretty, especially if you go more on the pink side. So, so beautiful. And I can wear this on my skin tone. So flattering, and they give you such a huge pan, you're never ever gonna run out of it, which is probably why I still have it in my collection. Another highlight, who remembers the Laura Geller Baked Highlights? Sorry, Baked Gelato Swirl Illuminators. This one's Gilded Honey. I think I had the ballerina one, which was pink. Who remembers these? While I am not a gold highlight person, I probably kept this one for nostalgia. Classic, right? This one was a recommendation from so many YouTubers. This is the Guerlain Terracotta Bronzer. I think I had another one before that had like the pink in the middle and then other versions, but there was a while where like you had to have a Guerlain bronzer. Everyone was trying them and they are really good. And I've had this one for a while and it's still a nice shade. So that one was probably another one I couldn't pass because it's like, I've had it for so long and it was so craved and sought after. I will still use it. Another Laura Geller product. There's this one, which is the Filter Finish Setting Powder in Universal. I think I picked this one up because Kathleen Light said it made a beautiful highlight for fairer skin tones, which it truly does. I mean, look at this shade. Super brightening. You could probably dust it all over the face, which I can try. So like, you could probably swirl it and dust it everywhere if you want like a little bit more glow everywhere. But I already have like a glowy bronzer on, so I don't think I need any more glow. But there you go. You could use it as an all over. I like to like pinpoint certain colors. Like if I want more of a cool tone highlight, I can go in the cooler shades. Kind of like tap it on. If you want something more peachy yellow, you can go in those colors and kind of like place it where you want it. Or like an all over swirl. Really beautiful. Hang in there, we're getting to the bottom. MAC. I used to have a ton of MAC because I was on their Pura list, and since then, somehow been dropped. But who remembers the Lip Tensity lipsticks? I have this one specifically, which is, what's this one called? Driftwood. It's such a nice gel formula, and this one's almost like, kind of like my shirt. It's like a really cool tone. I mean, I'll put some on. It's a really cool tone gel lipstick, which I love for those cool tone days like this one, plus my Tonga blush together from Cargo. Perfect, perfect combination. And this still is amazing. Like I still have quite a bit. It's not getting fuzzy. It doesn't smell funny. It still smells like a MAC lipstick. Like this one, this packaging seems to be like airtight more so than all of the other MAC lipsticks that I have in the typical bullet. This one has lasted the test of time. The other ones have not. Another lipstick that I've loved for years. This one is from IT Cosmetics. This is the Blurred Lines lipstick in Love. This one used to be in my, yeah, it still smells like vanilla. This one used to be in my travel bag, but then I'm like, why am I putting it in my travel bag? Because I want to wear it more. And this one's just a beautiful rosy peach shade. Really, really flattering. And it does smooth out the lines. It doesn't plump. It honestly just like makes them hydrated and softer somehow. Another Lorac product. This is the Matte Pro, and I take this one on vacation with me a lot because it has like all the shades that I need for like an easy matte look. I can go very neutral. I can go brown. I can go like a rosy peach. I can go maroon, black for deepening, dark brown for deepening. It's a really good like on the go palette, and it has a mirror. Next up, we have a product from La Mer. I simply can't bring myself to get rid of it because it's so pricey and I will never repurchase it. This is their concealer, the concealer stick. And while I never liked it to begin with, I feel like I still just need to get some use out of it. Like it's still fine. It just wasn't a texture I found worked for my under eyes, and that's where I use concealer the most to hide the under eye circles. So maybe I need to give that one another try with like some really intense hydration under the eyes, which I've been doing. So maybe I'll bring that one back out into circulation. Blushes from H&M. I feel like H&M came a couple years into my like beauty journey. And this one in particular is Camo Pink. It's very similar to the Cargo one that I love so much. just more compact, doesn't have a mirror. I really love this one. I also love their brown sugar. I just can't bring myself to part with it. I still use this blush often. So another good one. Let's see. I think we have one last product in here. So it is the Lorac. I feel like this was part of the Pirates of the Caribbean collection, I think. Yes, Pirates of the Caribbean. I'm not sure if you can see it on the mirror here. It says Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tales, and then it says Chart a Course for the Stars. And then all the shades are like Fortune, Lost Soul, Destined, Caribbean, Star Reader, and Bold Spirit. They're so beautiful. This is another one I take on vacation with me because I have a bronzer and a blush and multiple highlight options, even though I'm not that much into highlighting anymore. I mean, it's fun, but this formula is just so soft. So pigmented. I just can't bring myself to part with it. It's so stunning. So stunning. I just can't. It's so pretty. So I still use this one as well. And the little insert inside has the phases of the moon, which is really cute as well. So that is it for the oldest makeup in my collection that I still use. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you've been loving and had the longest in your collection down below. I'd love to hear that there are other people out there like me that keep their makeup for a while and still use some select favorite products years down the road. If you guys enjoyed this video, remember to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.